It's the girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another video of Transit Talk. Transit Talk is back in effect, yes. So let's get it popping. What transit are we talking about today? Venus. Venus will move into the sign of Virgo on October 2nd and will be in this place until October 27th. So, what does this mean? Shall we analyze in the Virgoian way? Yeah, we shall. So, first and foremost, what is Virgo? Virgo is the sign that analyzes the critique. It does the criticism. It is going to dissect and have this deep understanding. It is also ruled by Mercury. So it's about intellect as well, information. Virgo is also our daily routines. It is our day-to-day living. It is the mundane things. But what we rarely hear about is that Virgo is also the service that we provide to others. So, with all of that and, thinking about all those things and you bring them all together, Virgo is just reality. So, when you take Venus, let's talk about Venus, which is love, feeling good, is pleasure. Virgo is our senses, the touch, the taste, the sight, the smell, sound, all those things. It's also our money, it's our self-worth, it's our net worth. Venus is, did I say Virgo? Did I say Venus? I don't remember. Either way, Venus is all those things that make us feel good. It's the food that we eat. It's also partnerships. Venus is also our love language, what we value within these different things. So when you add those two together, it's like taking this thing that just wants to feel good and experience the pleasures of life and bring it down to reality. Might get a reality check. So it's kind of the energy that we're going to be experiencing for the next 3 weeks, along with a few other things. So we have Venus being in Virgo, and it's going to help us really become practical on what it is that we value, what it is that we practically value within our partnerships, our money making, our self-worth, our net worth, all these things that make us feel good. So even then, you can kind of feel a little guilty about feeling too good in the sign of Virgo, especially with Venus being there, because it is very critical and detailed and it likes to be practical. And it's also the sign of service to others. So if we are doing too much for ourselves and not giving to others, that's where that guilt can come up because, Virgo is very critical of itself as well as it is to others. That is the thing. So what we're going to be really seeing is the shift in how we speak our love language. Our focus and our values will be more so practical, more so about what we can do for others. And it won't be in this grand way because we're just coming out of Venus being in Leo, and we're going to be moving into this sign, and it's not going to be like this grand thing that we can do for others and how we express our love, like how, dramatic Leo, Venus and Leo is like, oh, all that extra. No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be more so like, let me do this errand for you. Let me cook this meal for you. Let me take care of you. Oh, you don't feel well. Let me make you some tea. That is Venus in Virgo. So that is going to be our overall general shift in energy regarding, the pleasures of life and how we are seeking pleasure, how we are feeling good within our partnerships, our relationships, and also finding practical ways for that money because it's Venus. So now let's start talking about how this is going to affect you by your rising sign. So when we have Venus in Virgo, is considered to be debilitated. So that means that it's not in its fullest power. It's not in a comfortable sign. Venus is normally ruled by Taurus and Libra. So when it's in a sign of Virgo, which makes it think more, analyze more instead of feel, it can be debilitated, but it's still a very earthy energy because Virgo is an earth sign. So it is going to really bring it down to earth. It's going to ground it, and it's going to be more practical. and more steady and more patient, but be careful about criticism. So for Aries and Aries rising, Venus is moving into Virgo, into your 6th house. So this is the house of Virgo. Virgo rules the 6th house. So this is the house of work, routine. This is the house of service to others. This is also the house of pets. So you could really be deepening a connection with your pets. You could be really finding a cause in how you're going to have service to others, all these different things. So that is how it's going to shift in your life, where your focus and your love language. Maybe something could come up or come to some type of culmination for you in regards to your work. Maybe even receive a new way of practically making money in your day-to-day routine within your job, or even connecting with your employees, because that is also a Virgo ruled aspect, a Virgo ruled theme. It's your work. You could even find yourself picking up a health routine, a normal health regimen. Maybe you're going to start yoga. Maybe you're going to start really tackling a new diet that you want to get involved in, or tackling whatever health problems that you may have. That is a strong possibility to be a shift or something that happens during this 3-week transit. It could literally be the initiation of something or the completion of something. All depends. So, moving on to Taurus and Taurus rising. That is me, Taurus rising. I have Virgo in my 5th house of fun and self-expression and romance and children and the inner child and creativity, all those things. 5th house, normally ruled by Leo, but I have Virgo in my 5th house, and this is going to potentially have me having some different experiences with children. This is going to have all of us Taurus rising to have experience with children, our inner child, really tapping into our creativity, our expression, self-expression, maybe picking up something new to express ourselves in a more creative way, really finding new ways to value what we think fun is, really tapping into fun with children, with your own children if you have children. These are some things that the Taurus rising can actually experience during this time, and really valuing these things on a practical level, just very day-to-day, mundane, but not boring. Finding the fun within the day-to-day routine. Okay, and so for Gemini and Gemini rising, this is moving into your 4th house. So, into the 4th house represents home, family, your foundation, your influence, normally ruled by Cancer, but Virgo in the 4th house, this is going to have you finding your sense of security and your value in your security, in your foundation, in your home. You could even start trying to remodel your home, being very critical about the details within your home. Remodeling, getting a new piece of furniture, maybe putting up some new curtains, some new lighting, perhaps, any of those things. So just really finding the value, finding what makes you comfortable within your home. It could also be the feminine influences that you have within your family, in your life, and just really connecting with them and feeling good around the feminine influences, the female influences in your life. Because the 4th house is also our feminine influence. It's our foundation as well. It's the home life. It's our security, what makes us feel safe. So just finding new ways to value your safety, your security, your home life, your privacy in a sense as well. Okay, and for Cancer and Cancer rising, this is moving into your 3rd house. So 3rd house is normally ruled by Gemini. That's the house of information, the house of social media, small business. This is Gemini rule things, how you receive information. This is your daily commute. This is your immediate environment. This is the environment that you live in. That's all Gemini. So when you have Virgo and Venus and Virgo moving into your 3rd house, you're going to be seeking value in how you communicate and how you relate to others. More so information. So you might actually find yourself communicating with your siblings, because the 3rd house rules siblings. You might find value in building a connection with your environment, maybe doing something with your immediate environment, some type of local business, something of that sort. So finding value in that, maybe even social media. You might even see, especially with Mercury going in retrograde very soon, this month. Yeah, you might even see something in regards to that, because I believe it will be going retrograde during the time that Venus is in Virgo. So you might actually see something with social media, some type of information coming through, really valuing the information, maybe finding a way to monetize your social media output. That's the thing, because Venus rules money and it's in the third house. So you might even buy a new car, because the third house is your vehicle. That's Gemini energy. So that is all of that. So that is a strong possibility for you as well, Cancer and Cancer rising. So for Leo and Leo rising, we have Venus and Virgo moving into your second house. This is the house normally ruled by Venus. It's the house of Taurus. So, is that right? Yeah, that's right. I lost it for a minute. Like, oh, is that just the rule in my house? No, it's not. So, either way, it is moving into your second house. This is the house that is ruled by Venus. It's normally Taurus. So, with that being said, you will start finding value within making money, your partnership, but more practically grounding that energy, becoming more critical, more detailed about what it is that you truly value, why you value these things, really being decisive and finalizing some type of plan, really connecting in with yourself. It could even have something to do, not necessarily with relationships, but it could also be your money, the way you make your money, your net worth could really take some tweaking, and so you're going to be using this energy to do those things, really just becoming very critical and detailed about how you make your money, finding value within your partnerships that are in your life, really tapping into your senses, but being practical about it and very critical detail, analyzing it. And that is for Leo and Leo rising. So for Virgo and Virgo rising, this is moving into your first house. This is the house of the body, physical body. This is the house of the self. This is you, your ego. This is who you are. So it moving into your first house is going to have you really critical about your body. You're going to possibly try some new looks. Maybe you're going to pick up a new wardrobe, pick up some new clothing, being really detailed about your appearance, also about yourself, how you project outwardly, how you are seen in the public eye. So that is a thing as well. And this is for Virgo and Virgo rising. This is going to be your identity, your self-identity, your ego. So really just being critical about who you are, who you show up as, and how that looks. Okay, so for Libra and Libra rising, we have this moving into your 12th house of the subconsciousness. This is the house normally ruled by Pisces. It's the house of subconsciousness. It's also the house of spirituality. It is also the house of hidden enemies. It's also the house that rules hospitals, mental institutions, things of that nature. So this is you finding value in a spiritual pursuit, a new way to tap into your spirituality. So you might even pick up a new way to practically practice your spiritual life. Whatever your routines are in regards to that, you could become very practical in that and just remaining consistent in the practice that you have. This is also a chance for you to tap into those subconscious things, really finding yourself. This can even have you shifting your diet, the things that you eat. It's very important that you eat well. So you might even find yourself eating healthier food, picking healthier choices, whatever that is to you, however that seems, but doing it from a subconscious level, from a very subconscious place. It just might come out of nowhere, you valuing like, hey, you know what, I need to make a change to my diet. That is a thing as well. Also, this could be, like I mentioned before, your spirituality could be taking a lead, a forefront and you finding the value within that and becoming very detailed and critical and keeping the consistency within your spiritual practices. Okay, so for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this is happening in your 11th house. So the 11th house is the house of hopes, wishes, material gains, long-term goals, large organizations, social networks, your friends, all these things. So you could be really chattying it up with your homies, with your friends. Also, maybe you're going to find value, find money working with a large organization. It is even possible for you to really get involved. Maybe you're going to meet new people. Networking is a thing as well. There could be where you see the end goal. This could help you reach those long-term goals that you were seeking. It could be something new that comes up or something that just comes to a culmination point and it shoots you off into a new trajectory. So over the next 3 weeks, you're going to become very detailed and critical about these things, and also about who you are networking with, who's in your life, and who you would like to keep in your life, who's going to stay for the long term. Okay, so for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, this is happening in your 10th house of career and public image. So the house normally ruled by Capricorn. You have Virgo in your 10th house. So this is going to have you really critical, really detailed about your work, about your career. You might even get a raise. Venus in the 10th house might even get a raise. So that is a thing. You might get a promotion in your job. You might start finding different value in what kind of work you want to do. Just becoming very sure and very confident about where it is that you're trying to go in regards to your career and how you want to appear to the public eye. Okay, so also for Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this is happening in your 9th house. This is the house of pilgrimage, long distance travel. This is the house of religion, beliefs. Also the house of higher education and higher consciousness. So you could really find value in schoolwork. Maybe you're going to think about enrolling in school, higher education, picking up a trade. Maybe even a trip could come to pass during these next 3 weeks. Maybe you have a trip planned and you're going to be experiencing a long distance travel trip. I know that is much needed for a lot of us since we've all been quarantined for quite some time. So good luck to y'all. So anywho, you have Virgo in your 9th house. That is going to much more help you really develop your consciousness. This is going to find value in learning something new and then applying that to your life. And this also is going to have you really checking your beliefs as well in connection to the things that you desire for, what it is that you want for your life as well. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, we have Venus moving into Virgo in your 8th house. So this is the house of shared resources, intimate relationships, karma, debt. This is of transformation. This is the house of power struggles and fear and money that you obtain from other people. All of those things. This is the house that rules so many things, the occult, all kinds of stuff. This is a house ruled by Scorpio, typically. So this could have you really finding value in trying to clear out some debt. You might get some money that come in that will help you clear out that debt, or you could even start obtaining resources from other people. This could really amplify something in your life that's going to have those funds come in. Maybe you're going to receive more money from a job that you already have, maybe your employer. It could be anything, because this is also the house of inheritance, so it's a possibility. Depending on how it's aspected in your chart, you could inherit something from someone. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it could be money because Venus rules money, but it could also be jewelry because that's also a Venus thing. Maybe you're going to receive a piece of jewelry. It could be any of those things, any of those Venus rule things. And so also this could also have you focus really on finding the value in clearing out your debt. Also tapping into something of the occult. Maybe you're going to find value in divination practices, any of those things. So this is the house that just rules so many things. So many things can come from this. So there you go. All right, Pisces and Pisces rising. This is happening in your 7th house, the house of relationships and contracts. Interesting. So, this is going to potentially could bring you a relationship. That's the thing. But it could also help you redefine the values within an already pre-existing relationship, or what you want for a relationship when there is one that is coming. So, this is also something to do with a contract as well. Maybe there's a contract that you're getting ready to sign off on. Maybe there's some type of partnership. It could be a business partnership, because it's not just relationships. It's all types of relationships, intimate, platonic. It could be a business partnership as well, a business relationship. So there could be a contract or something that's coming to a culmination point where it's ending. You're actually finalizing it. There could also be a relationship that's going to come over the next 3 weeks, or something that you are redefining the values within your relationship. So that is all that I have for y'all today in regards to Venus moving into Virgo for the next 3 weeks. And yeah, description box, check all that below for all the updates and all the things. This shirt that I am wearing is by God is Dope. I will link them at the bottom as well. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope y'all have a wonderful Venus in Virgo transit. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.